Hello to the Riverside Medical Clinic Charitable Foundation Anti-Bullying Institute webinar series. My name is Joelle Hood, and I'm here to be your hostess and to you on a special journey today. So let's get started. Today's topic is cultivating a positive climate of kindness, empathy, and compassion. And, my email address is here. I'll show it during the presentation. If you need any questions answered or need additional resources, please feel free to reach out. About me, I was a teacher for 13 years and assistant principal at a large alternative ed site for 5 years that had a continuing high school, community day school, all independent study, Cal parenting program, all kinds of things going on. Loved that job. Then became a principal for Riverside County Office of Education. I was principal serving 150 expelled probation and court-appointed group home placement students. And just so you know, I subjected them to most of the things that you're going to see in this video today. So I had first-hand experience at making sure that these things work. About me, too, is that I have always been passionate about professional development. I'm an bullying prevention trainer, 40 developmental assets trainer, restore practice trainer, mindful school trainer, both for mindfulness for educators and mindfulness for students, as well as many other workshops that I've developed myself. I'm currently a student at UC, a doctoral student, right on, and I'm in the program to work with organizational change and leadership. My dissertation topic might be interesting to some of you. It's on a little thing called teacher stress. So I'm hoping to help organizations find new ways to address teacher stress. And that's mine and my 5 dogs, which I'm sure you're dying to know about as well. Our company serves districts all over the state of California, as well as Tennessee and Iowa, in the areas of social emotional wellness for adults and students. We help districts with implementation of MTSS and PBS, so learning, restorative practices, mindfulness, again, for educators and for students. We do work with districts around disproportionality and equity and implicit bias and all kinds of things that would help students with behavior and academic and social success. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Twitter, all of those great social media sites, and we post about 3 times a day. So if you're interested in some of the topics I just mentioned, if you're looking for up-to-the-date resources, research, and information, please follow us, and you'll be well up-to-date today. Mine is to inform, inspire, and ignite. So hopefully I'll give you lots of great information about why kindness, empathy, and compassion are so important and how to do it. But also I hope to inspire you to get there and to find your own why as why sharing this work is so important, and invite you to action, to not just be inspired, but actually go ahead and do something about it. How do you get information? Well, you have this great webinar that's recorded, and also you can feel free to email me at jhood@clsteam.net. Very good about this subject, and I'm happy to help you. You can also follow me on Twitter at Joelle the Coach. I'm going to start off with a video clip from a channel called Soul Pancake on YouTube. And this video channel is run by Rainn Wilson, who used to be Dwight on The Office. And Dwight was not a very warm, fuzzy guy. However, Soul Pancake is. And they set up different props all over on the street and invite strangers, sometimes invite friends, to engage in little activities. This particular one is called Take a Seat, Meet a Friend. And I think it sets the tone for what we're trying to do in education today. So, one second, and I am going to show that to you. Let's see. Screen, technology. Okay, here we go.
Play sports. Not currently. I play soccer, so soccer, yeah. All right.
Actually, I play the drums. Do you play any instruments?
I quit everything I ever tried.
Really fun fact, these aren't real teeth.
Yeah, I have a flipper tooth.
Really?
Oh my god! No! I can't, wait. What? My front tooth!
Oh gosh.
You don't understand. I swear I feel like someone planted us here for this reason.
Yes. Describe you fell in love.
Oh, I think kindergarten. I don't remember his name, but he was beautiful. I was in the Navy.
You were in the Navy?
And my husband was in the Navy. Long story short, before we were ever really together, he told me he loved me. 24 years later, we're more in love and we're friends than even from the very beginning.
That's true love in its planet.
Talk about someone who inspires you.
Is it all talk about somebody that's his character? We can talk about whoever we want, right?
Just my peers. They're all creative in their own ways and have their own realities and own lessons. I just, from everybody else's as well as my own.
Martin Luther King, I think, because the fact that we're sitting in this box together is a big deal, you know. You know who inspires me, believe it or not, is my daughter. She is everything I ever wanted to be.
Right. About the experience that changed your life. Oh, that's a good one. My wife decided that it was time that I could have a different perspective on life. I saw men differently. I saw relationships differently. I became more appreciative of women.
You say you're 20? Okay. At the age of 21, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. It drug out from all my plans. It really changes the way you look at things.
My grandma has it.
Who does?
My grandmother.
They're comments.
We found the comments.
We found the comments.
That's why I'm still here. We found the comments.
Oh, create a secret handshake.
Okay, but nothing was okay. Go pants.
Okay.
So this.
And then whoever gets on the top.
Oh, now I forgot what it is.
And then like maybe a little twitch in the middle. 1, 2, 1, 2. I did. All right, we did it. That was awesome.
I actually had a lot of fun. I was a little bit nervous because we don't hang out with strangers in ball pit. I got to learn some cool things about you. It was really nice to meet you.
You too.
I'll
take a look.
Okay. I'm really impressed by you. I was worried that I would try to do like a mom. I did.
No. No, you
Yeah.
didn't. Trust me. You did.
Seen that video 1,000 times probably, and it never for me. And what I think about is that Little Pancake, a TV show, did, this elaborate prop to get people to talk to each other that they normally talk to. And I think why we as educators don't do more. When we think about kids needing to empathy and to stop bullying, right? We need to emphasize kindness, empathy, and compassion, and that takes getting to know each other. And it's the same for adults as well. There's a study that shows that in schools where kids perceive, not even for sure, but perceive that on campus care about each other, even with a program. Even without a program, if the kids think adults care about each other, bullying goes down. And sometimes I work with schools that the staff doesn't even know each other. They're big staff, maybe at a high school, 150 staff. We need to work on developing relationships with students, but also among staff. So recently, we're at a conference. In fact, last week at the AXA Every Child Counts conference, we made our own ball pit. It didn't look as elaborate as that one, but we used a large kiddie pool. We put questions on some of the balls and encouraged people to jump in. You can see by this time that people loved it. We could keep people out, and many people got excited. And I shared with them that this is something that they can do in a meeting. They can do it at periodic professional developments that they do. They can do it 1 week or once a month in the quad and encourage students and staff to get in. So it's just a great way of having people have great conversations with people that they normally wouldn't talk to. The school that I work with wasn't able to do the ball pit, but they actually set up a similar situation. They put the questions on little booklets and invited kids at lunch to sit with both kids and adults that they didn't know very well, and that was a big hit as well. And here's their quotes from Martin Luther King, which again stresses the importance of this. He said, hate each other because they fear each other, another because they don't know each other, because they're separated from each other. Again, responsibility as educators, as community members, to bring people together, young and old, to conversation so that they can see the person, the appearance, really know people. When I used to talk about all things kindness, empathy, and compassion, and people would say, oh, that's just Joelle's personality. She's a hippie. I see it right now, but I do have a lava lamp in my office. So yeah, maybe I'm a little bit of a hippie. I can tell you that there is so much research backing all of this stuff about kindness, empathy, and compassion up, so much so that I actually cite slides with research. And I encourage you to go deeper. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and dig deeper and look at the years and years and years of research that support the importance of this work. There's a great site called the Greater Good Science Center. They promote a lot of resources for educators around the areas of kindness, empathy, compassion, emotional learning. And they have a sister site called Greater Good in Action. And what I love about this site is if you go right here, I'm not sure if you can see, let's see, I think I have a pointer. Right here, where it says featured practices, you can actually click on these, on awe, compassion, optimism, mindfulness, kindness, gratitude, empathy. And when you click on that, it takes you to an area on the website where you have activities. Activities actually show the research behind why that activity is important and why that activity works. And so it's a great resource for people who are looking for activities in this area. So why is kindness, empathy, and compassion important? Well, it's obviously important to school safety, school management, student attendance, student engagement. It prepares students to not only be Common Core, college and career ready, but also contribution ready, citizenship ready, to contribute to our world. It also boosts student achievement. It prepares for the workforce. It makes the world a better place and adds to the happiness and health of both students and staff. If we want these behaviors in our kids, if we want kids to be kinder, more empathetic, and more compassionate, then we have to model it, and we have to teach it, and we have to find and create opportunities to allow people to experience it, which means that whatever we say here today for students, it has to be the case for adults too. So when I talk about incorporating these things into your classroom or your site, I also want you to think about how can I incorporate this into a staff meeting or a department meeting or taking at the site level as well. So about English and history and a class called Peer Leadership. And in that class, this will be a little bit, but we did watch the movie Pay It Forward. I assigned the kids to do 10 random acts of kindness, and for each act of kindness, they needed to write a paper saying why this person, who they picked, why they picked them, what they did, how they felt about it, how the other person felt. And there were always, every semester, another student in the room who said, good, random if you're making us do it. And first of all, I can't make you do anything. You choose your choices. To be here in school, you can choose to do the assignment or not do the assignment. Your day will be affected if you don't do it. So choose wisely. The reason why I'm encouraging you strongly to do this is sometimes kids, especially teens, think that in order to give to someone else, that takes away from me. And I want them to understand that that's not the case, but it's difficult to explain needs to be experienced. They went off and they did their assignment, and they came in day by day, and they'd say, oh, I made cookies for the fire department, or I helped someone pick up their books. It was just great, and it became contagious. And one day, this kid came in, and his name was Brian, and Brian was a wealthier member of our community. Our community had a lot of poverty, and he had, I remember distinctly, because I was a new teacher and his car was a little better than mine, he had red Honda Prelude. And he came running into class, and he's like, oh gosh, Miss Hood, guess what? I was driving down Highway 18, and this car was going really slow. So I passed the car, and this lady flew me off, and I said, oh my gosh, Brian, what did you do? What? You're a peer leader. He goes, I know I shouldn't have passed her. I know she was probably thinking I was a stupid teenager, but she was just going so slow. And so as I went into the gas station to get gas and came out, she was just pulling in. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, well, I ran back in and I paid for her gas. And what did she do? And he goes, oh, I left before she even found out. But I get this, she wasn't a stupid teenager anymore. And I go, hallelujah, you get it, right? Like he got it. Doing acts of kindness not only are good for the person who receives it, but he felt good about it too. And that's what you need to have kids experience so they want to give more, right? Because society, we are sort of taught for many years that it's all about survival. And not just survival. In order for me to win, you must lose. If we look at shows like Cut's Kitchen or Survivor or White House, I'm not saying any of those shows. But when we think about that, laughing at others' pain, we are saying that in order for me to win, I must take you down. But this is in our nature. This is something that we're taught, but it goes against really who we were born to be. Just to show that, Darwin is famous for his work on survival of the fittest. That's what most people think of when they think of Charles Darwin. However, Charles Darwin did a lot of work around the area of survival of the kindest. He had communities where people survived but thrived, and what he found was that in communities where people cared about each other, were kind to each other, were compassionate, they were actually stronger and had a better chance of thriving. So this study has been replicated many times, but I'd like to show you a study that was done, this particular one in Europe, with toddlers, 18-month-olds. And as you watch, I want you to think about how instinctual this is. So I'll share my screen with you. Bigger. All right. That was my favorite, by the way. I thought I just showed you how to do that. Seriously, buddy, I think you need a tutor. We're going to have you out.
It actually goes on and on much more experiments just like that. But we need to get in touch with our 18-month-old self. You can see that the kids weren't prompted. It was in their nature to be kind. And so we just have to teach kids and adults, actually, and ourselves, how to get back there. So what is kindness? Kindness is a natural quality of the heart expressed through an act of goodwill and care for self and others. And that definition is from the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation. Why? Well, lots of good reasons. It enhances our personal being. It makes us healthier and more stable in our communities. It's good for the well-being of our species as a whole. It makes us happy. It releases endorphins, which people know as the helper's high. So if you're telling kids like they're really going to feel good, and well, they feel good, but again, it's really good for their health. I'm also show you a little clip on science of kindness. This is a quick 2-minute video. And as you watch, I want you to pay close attention because I ask you to remember what you see. So hold that thought.
The science of kindness. Fact. Medical antidepressants stimulates the production of serotonin. Serotonin heals your wounds, calms you down, and makes you happy. The real kicker? Kindness boosts serotonin in the giver, the receiver, and everyone who witnesses it. Acts of kindness also spreads through 3 degrees of separation. Serotonin is just the beginning. You'll produce more endorphins, brain's natural painkiller. Endorphins are 3 times more effective than morphine, and they won't land you in jail. And if that's still not quite enough, being kind produces oxytocin in your system. Oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, social bonding, exerts an immediate calming effect, increases trust and generosity, strengthens the immune system, and boosts virility. I guess they weren't joking when they said being kind is a good thing. To top it all off, compassionate people also have 2 times the amount of DHEA, which slows down aging, and 23% less cortisol, the infamous stress hormone. With many benefits, every act of kindness is a healthy one. It's a scientific fact.
Now what I would like you to do is, let me put that on back, is just video for a moment. I shared some things about the benefits of kindness. The video just shared some things about the science of kindness, and I just want you to digest that. So if we were in a real workshop, I have you digest this and talk it out with some other people. But since you're watching this at home in your pajamas, I'd like you to just stop for a minute, pause, and write down as many things as you can remember about why science is good for us. That you paused, and welcome back. Right? Cultivate kindness. One important thing is that we have to lead by example, and we have to be explicit. There are many of us out there who are doing kind things, but we actually have to be explicit and label that for kids. This kind act, when you see a student do something nice for someone else, again, you're going to label that. You're going to use that to teach it. Encourage communication and collaboration. Provide lots of opportunities for giving and witnessing acts of kindness, and for giving people opportunities to speak to people that they normally wouldn't talk to. And first, you're going to encourage the expression of gratitude. Years ago, I went to a large bullying prevention conference in Nashville, Tennessee. And at that conference, I kept hearing about how we were supposed to, look for ways to combat bullying. And we have to do more than just telling kids not to do something, right? If we want to decrease bullying, we have to teach them to do something. And then I became very passionate, even more so than I was all the years before, about this idea of promoting promoting kindness. So I started a Facebook page called Kindness Revolution Experiment. I don't do anything on that page. The only thing I do is put quotes and let people share stories of kind things. What happened was, in just a year, I had over 20,000 people following this page. And what that tells me is, despite the fact that we love shows where, people win at the expense of others, what we're hungry for is kindness. And jobs that I do all over the country, I find the ones of kindness, empathy, and compassion are the people latch on to the most. They want skills, they want to practice the skills, they want to be reminded of the skills, and they teach these skills to students. When kids can get involved in something with kindness, they become more engaged. I'm just going to show you a minute of this video. This is an organization called DoSomething.org, and what they do is they help organizations like schools and church youth groups, help them realize where they can learn how to give. So let me I want to make this as big as possible for you, and here we go.
I'm Nick Cannon, here to talk to you about a very serious issue. 1 in 10 young people suffer from a debilitating condition called butt-itis. But researchers at DoSomething.org found out that when teens are rocking causes in their communities, symptoms of lazy butt-itis disappear.
We lost 7 classroom teachers last year, so it's hard to justify keeping a music program that's taking money from the budget.
We know that 160,000 kids skip school every day to avoid being bullied. Those people who go into a room and they turn a light and they just walk out. What is that about? You turn a faucet on and just let it run.
1 out of every 7 families go starving every
1 out of every 3 homeless people in the country is under 18, which is just a statistic.
I couldn't do home assignments and I couldn't do work in class because I didn't have the calculator and I didn't have the supplies to do so. So once I got it, it made things much easier, but without it, you're not prepared.
I originally joined the bone marrow registry because of an athlete at Yale University, Mandy Schwartz, was diagnosed with leukemia in her year. Out of our drive at Yale, we've had 6 great matches and 6 donations.
And so, even though that video, they have done new ones, but I just like that one as one of the best ones. The kids excited about doing something. And so when doing something positive, they're likely to be involved in something negative. We have that. So why? Oh. So DoSomething.org, these are some of their current campaigns that they've done in the last year. And so they collected sports paraphernalia, they collected feminine hygiene products and took them to shelters in the area, Smiles for Soldiers, where kids wrote letters to soldiers. They did Teen for Jeans, where they collect jeans and give them to youth who are experiencing homelessness. They did a pregnancy test where they had to prank friends with a baby to start the conversation about teen pregnancy, diversify my emoji, get the filter out Grandparents Gone Wired. We're going to show a little bit more about that later. Food Awakening, they advocated to change the Merriam-Webster definition of nude. And Something is just a great organization that you can look at to help give you ideas. Another organization called the Happiness Sprinkling Project, which we're going to talk about a little bit more later, also ran a promotion called a campaign called You Are Gloved. And they only did it for a little period of time, but you could do this all year long. And what they did is they got those little tiny gloves, the kind that stretch over your hands and one size fits all, and close out to the parks and the areas where most people tended to kind of gravitate towards, and they just pinned them on the fences, pinned along trees, so that in the chill moments that people had something to go to with inspirational and so that you are gloved. I saw these from some friends on Facebook. This was a jacket in front of a store that says, "Need a coat? Take one. Want help? Leave one." And that was done by the ASB in California, who actually took new jackets and put them on poles with a note, just letting people know that they could have those jackets. And opportunities for kids to think beyond themselves, right? Other acts of kindness that you might do, you could put a note in a library book, have the kids write positive notes and put them in the library books. This is a great one right underneath where write positive notes and go to a local Target or Walmart or store. They sell backpacks and put the notes in the backpack. It's great to do before the beginning of school. So when kids buy their backpack, they take them home, open it up, and there's a positive note inside. You have the kids go around and water plants in the neighborhood, or give water to construction workers, flowers to people in the neighborhood, or this is one of my favorites, cut up coupons and put it right next to the item in the grocery store. So again, just fun, easy ways to show kindness. Runs a program called Everyday Kindness, and this is free. You can go on, and it actually, once you register either as a district or a site, it actually tracks your acts of kindness, and you can load pictures and you can encourage parents and students and staff to all look at this page and be part of a campaign for kindness. So I want to do that with you. We keep going back. Okay, sorry. Okay. So compliments. This was started by a good friend of mine and colleague named Jessie Fuller, and she had a student come in one day who was feeling low. I said, you know what? I think we just give you some compliments. And so she asked her, this is the young lady, to have the whiteboard, and asked all the other students in the class to come up and write a positive thing about this young lady on the board behind her. She couldn't see what they were writing. The result was amazing. As you can see, that they wrote really nice messages to her, and what it said was, on the next day, someone else is like, you know what, I think so-and-so's feeling kind of bad. Can we do spotlight compliments for her? And this has become a contagious thing. Others in her day started hearing about it and said, we want to do spotlight compliments. I've shared this with many schools, and they tell me they've done it in one period, and then all the other periods want it, because who doesn't want a spotlight compliment? This would be a great thing to do at a staff meeting as well. So just a cute thing to think about. Compliments is third-party compliments. And a random act of kindness club at a high school, it's called the Ractivists. They show you, I'm not going to show the whole clip. It'll be available for you on YouTube. I can send you a link. But I do want to show you just a little bit of how special these are. Hold on just a sec. I need to share my screen. Here we go.
Carroll High School has a group of students called the Ractivists. We are activists who do random acts of kindness to change the environment at Carroll High School into something that is awesome. We want the environment here to be kinder than it already is. So in January, we put out what we called our Blue Box campaign, and we put large blue boxes in the cafeteria and the commons here at Carroll High School, and we asked for students to give third-party compliments. So what's a third-party compliment? It's talking about someone behind their back in a really great way. So I guess you could say it's positive gossip. So now we are going to find some of those students. They have no idea what was written about them, and we are going to put them on camera, and the first time they read this compliment will be when we are filming them. So I'm really excited to go do this random act of kindness.
My name's Caitlin Shake. I'm going to go ahead and read my third-party compliment. She is the sweetest girl ever. She is so down to earth and caring. She is so pretty and an amazing friend. She's always there for someone and is a great listener, plus she has a beautiful smile. Thank you.
My name is Jason Wentz, and my changed so much for the positive. Thank you for your positivity and your encouraging attitude. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Joe Stillwell. Stillwell is the most encouraging person I know. He always says hi to everyone he sees in the hallway, and it's amazing to see others' lives impacted by all of the wonderful things keep people stay a little brighter. Wow, that's great.
Hi, my name is Lydia Martin. She is such an amazing friend. She is almost always, she is always there for people no matter what the situation is, and she doesn't care what people think about her, and inspires so many people. You have so many admirers, and we all
I'm William Moser, and this is my third-party compliment. William Moser is such a kind and fun person to be around. He is such a talented singer and performer. Today he made me genuinely laugh for the first time in a while. I'm lucky to know such an amazing person. Pretty.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Pitt, and I think I'm supposed to read this note to go. Mrs. Pickett, I think you're really, 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 really nice. I also love every one of your outfits you have on from a sophomore. So that's nice to know. I'm glad people appreciate my sense of fashion. And it's good to know we're making a positive impact here at Carroll.
Hi, Olivia Perrine, and this is my note that I got from what the activist did. It says, Olivia Perrine is my role model. I've never seen her unhappy or ungrateful. She is more than willing to do what it takes to make the lives of those around her easier. My name is Jalen Bernie. Bernie is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. She has such a big heart and always cares for people, even if she doesn't show it. I'm blessed to have such a sweet, thoughtful, honest friend. Love you, Jay. Aww. It made me happy, I don't know, just to know that my friends are great.
Hi, Cassidy Forbing, and this is my third-party compliment. Cassidy Forbing is such a beautiful person inside and out. She is love and light of Jesus to others and has been such an inspiration to me and others. I could be happier to have the opportunity to know her from someone who appreciates you. That was so cute.
Green, and this is
back. As you can see, not only is it beneficial to the person who receives the compliment, but also the person who reads the compliment and all who witness it, right? It's very powerful. And I've already shown this to many schools who have replicated it. They are in the process of collecting the third-party compliments now. I had one school who's doing it with staff members, and they were going to send me a video, so hopefully we'll have even more new videos soon. Yeah, and I want you to understand, when I show these video clips, I hope it inspires you not just to do the act, but to create your own videos with your own students and your own staff, because that's when it becomes really special. And when you do, I hope you send them to me so I can promote them, show them to people, and get them fired up to do yours as well. When I created Hood's Kindness Revolution Experiment webpage, I started looking for what people were doing to promote kindness, and I came across this happiness sprinkling project. It's run out of the Center for Happiness in Anacortes, Washington, by a lovely woman named Levine. And we called her to say, you know, what is
this? I saw some pictures and people wear yellow and they have these beautiful signs. And she said, just sprinkle happiness. We just stand on a corner and hold signs. And I said, okay, well, schools do it. And she said, you know, you're the first school that's ever called me, so I don't know. So I decided that my school, this is when I was a principal, we would sprinkle happiness all day long from 7 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon. And so I went around to my 150 students, remember, who were because they were expelled on probation or court-appointed group home placement, and I said, we are going to sprinkle happiness. And remember, this is probably about 85% male students, high school students as well. So, and they're like, you're so weird, Miss Hood. And I said, oh, I know I am, but that's okay. We're going to sprinkle happiness. Hood, I don't wear yellow. And I was like, I don't yellow either, but I'm going to get us some yellow. I'll find us the yellow. You just show up there with me. And so, you know, you always have a group of early adopters, those kids that will just do something because they have a relationship with you and they just want, you know, to support you. And so I had a lot of sign-ups for first period, and then it kind of trickled down after that as kids were not sure exactly what it was going to be like. So I took these kids out on the street in front of our school, and I also invited people from the Riverside County Office of Education, and I called people from accounts payable and personnel and, you know, member teachers division and special ed division and alt ed division and all these different areas in the county office. And I said, you know how you work for kids? How do you like to play with kids? Come on, our school is not very far from the district office. Come down and sprinkle with us. And a lot of people who normally do not work with students from the county office come down and sprinkle with my kids. I have to tell you that it was a phenomenal experience. I'm going to show you just a tiny bit of what that looked like. So hold on just one second. So yeah, actually I kind of showed you a video that had the wrong music with it, but that's okay. So students, when you're expelled, you go back after a year. But I had one student who is longer. He struggled with drugs. He had a rough first couple of years there, and so actually had him his whole 4 years. And he really just buckled down his junior year and became one of those students that was just a leader on campus. And so, of course, he was one of the first that for happiness sprinkling. It was a day after that first group came in and shared with others that cars were stopping and honking their horns and getting out and hugging kids, and we were covered by all 3 major news networks. This came up to me after school and said, Hood, I just got to tell you that I didn't want to sprinkle today. And I said, you were like one of the first people to sign up. I had a really happy night last night and a worse morning, and the last thing I wanted to do on a yellow shirt and hold some goofy sign in front of Stater Brothers. And I said, well, why do you do it? Because I would. Wow, I really appreciate that. Because story, I was there feeling bad, and this guy walked by me, and he's like looking, and he says, "Hey, thank you for today. No idea what this means. I was like, wow. You know what, Hood? I needed it. And I said, hallelujah, hallelujah, you get it, right? Because research shows that when we give to others, not only is it good for them, it's good for us. And it did change the lives of my students. My students who were sort of famous in the community for doing something bad were now famous for doing something great. And it really changed who they were and how they held themselves. It was amazing. And so that's there. Hi, Jesse. Good to see you. So, actually, let me jump forward a little bit. So people started sending me pictures. This is us actually spring at a conference with over 500 educators where I was presenting on this and talked more about it. And then people all over now, schools all over the country, because again, I present a lot, and hear about this, do it, and they send me their pictures. I recently, just a couple months ago in December, worked with Kern High School District in Bakersfield. And they have 23 high schools in their district. And during the month of December, starting December 1st, all the way to the last day before vacation, two schools in the district a day were sprinkling happiness. So 21 schools, sprinkling this in Kern School District. And all over Bakersfield, kids and adults and community members were getting sprinkled. So I just show you just a tiny, tiny clip of this too, just to so you get an idea. Oh, I need to share, sorry. Let's get that. Just like a minute of this.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. She's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
This group didn't have the sign, so they made their own. Over to here. Check out the smile on people's faces.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Why? Because sometimes I'm alone if you feel like a home without you. Because sometimes I'm alone if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because sometimes I'm alone if you know what's happening.
I could keep that all day, but I can share the link with you if you want to watch that whole video. It was a powerful, powerful experience. Okay, so again, the part of the beauty of going through Happiness Sprinkler Project is these signs travel all over the country. So your only cost, you get signs sent to you for free. Your only cost is faxing these signs to the next group, and people sign the back, and there's just something super magical about that. So kind of things you can do on your campus. This just happened in January, but happens every January, and that's the Great Kindness Challenge, where you have the whole school and community involved. There's Be Kind online campaign from Beyond Differences. Beyond Differences does several campaigns. I'll show you a few of them, but Be Kind Online is one of them. Kindness has great resources, K-12, on building kindness, building empathy. Just makes it really easy for the educator to have plans available. They also, not Random Acts of Kindness, but Life Fest Inside celebrates World Kindness Day through a flash mob dance that goes worldwide. Yes, worldwide. So they send teach people how to do this flash mob dance,
They have leaders in each area, and literally it goes all over the world. Again, I'm going to just show you just maybe a minute of this video so that you can see what it looks like. And if you're interested in that happens in November of each year. And they've done this for a few years. So let me just do a little bit of what that looks like. Go. As I get emotional thinking about just it's hard for us to unite on a lot of things, but if we unite about kindness, that's pretty darn amazing. So having your kids be part of a global movement and pretty powerful. Another thing that actually our office just did lately, and I did with a group of teachers from Kern High School District, was a 21-day kindness super challenge. So easy. You sign up. You encourage us to sign up. You sign up as a group, and then each day you get an email with a kindness challenge. And it's just a super exciting way to get everyone focused on school. You can do this anytime. There's no set time. You can just go to the website at Kind Spring and set up your challenge. Really super easy. Another thing is when a whole school gets involved in not only just being kind, but kind of celebrating one person too. And so Do Be Nice is a way, it's an organization. They're actually a clothing line, and they write ways to be kind. I'm going to show this clip to you. It's kind of a long one, but I encourage you to watch it. If you look up Do Be Nice, you'll be able to find it, and I guarantee you, you will be driven to tears because you will see an entire school really celebrate the life of a man who has done amazing things volunteering at the school, and seeing a man's reaction. But stress kind for the giver, for the recipient, and who witnessed it. And so it's just a nice, powerful video that I encourage you to check out. Ways that people can get involved as a group, right? But I also need to stress to kids, they might feel like they can join a group, or they may not feel comfortable being part of an organization. So you can also teach kids that they can be the one to make a difference, that just one person can make a difference. So there's the Be One campaign, also put up by Beyond Differences. And so use that as a way of getting kids involved. And you can show video clips of students who have just been one person. So I'd like to just show one of those to you right now. It takes place in Canada. This is a student named Josh who was bullied during most of his high school career, and he, let me put this out, his mom, and he decided that when he started this new school, he wanted to do something different, that he didn't want to be bullied, and so he thought, but what can I control? I can control me. I'm going to try something out.
At first, no one knew who he was.
Started noticing young man standing at the door, holding the door for 20 minutes at a time, 5 minutes at a time, day after day.
Most people didn't know his name, so they gave him one.
We go over. The door.
We call him the doorman.
Just kind of go to school. I didn't really want to. Right after calls, I kind of felt like I was a ghost, kind of.
hard on Josh Yond, who was bullied every day for years.
They tell me I'm pretty good enough, kind of tore me apart.
Josh and his family moved to London last year. A new start when he decided he didn't want to be invisible anymore.
So if I put myself up there, it means something to them too.
And so it began.
Morning. Morning.
And every day since.
Hey, how are you? And why did you choose opening a book? Just simple and just welcome and just effective. People appreciate it. Welcome.
I got everybody at first because, you know, it's really that nice at high school.
I thought it was pretty strange. That he kept on doing it, so I thought it was good.
Like, oh, you open the door.
Instead of becoming a target again, something remarkable happened.
An example, like, in my hall, like, they dropped their binder, and then there's, like, two people rushing to help that person pick up all the papers.
And more people are willing to do that and go out and visit them to say hi to people that they don't know.
Since I can do it, I started opening doors, like others said.
Like, you want to be more positive towards other people.
We're good. Good.
And Josh saw the big change of all. Just when we catch up with him in the hallway.
People love what I do. Everyday people say thank you, and people smile. And, yeah, really great.
And gets better.
Felt kind of special.
On night, voted student with best personality and prom.
Okay, and then they get this, and I was like, oh, it's awesome.
Your life would change.
Yeah, for sure.
Just from opening.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy him like pink.
Mom says she can't believe how much her son has changed.
Totally done a 360. You know, he's gone from very sad and almost depressed to, you know, happy, wants to go to school.
I was stuck in a box before, and now I kind of came out.
And found a new better place just by learning to be kind.
You have a good night.
Joanna Rodas, CC News, London, Ontario.
When you think of the power of one student to really change the whole climate of a school. And if you show that video in a class and just have a discussion, you know, ask the kids what would they do. Sort of experiencing out of being bullied, and he chose to reframe it. Acts of kindness, simple opening the door, not changed his life, but the life of others. Remember, you person, but you can create opportunities for students to receive kindness, but also to give kindness and to make it contagious. It just takes you providing that structure and that opportunity for them to do so. Says, when watch selves doing an act of kindness, an act of human goodness or courage or compassion, it actually makes us help others and makes us want to become a better person. You heard that in the video when the student said that because they had seen Josh hold the door open, other people started holding the door. And then the student dropped his book, 3 people rushed to go over to help. That degree of elevation. The more we can show videos of people doing great things to kids and celebrate those videos and make our own videos so that then people can see it over and over, we make kindness contagious. We're cool to be kind. To be mean wouldn't even be something that we would consider. That's the tipping point that we want to get to. Our heroes. In order to get those heroes, there needs to be some imagination. There needs to be some showing of, for example, video, and having kids imagine what would be your heroic act. What would you do to make a difference in the world? Actually role-playing or talking about it in class You can do that when they're in a situation where they see bullying going on, or they see someone treating someone with unkind words or unkind actions. They're more likely to step up if they practice this, if they have had some experience talking about it. And so, preparing our kids to be heroes. The video that you can show, I'm not going to show it here today for time, but I'll give you the quick synopsis. So, a girl in Canada, again, received a really hateful message on her Facebook page that someone had said, "I hope you die." She responded not by giving negative comments back, but going up at school next day armed with a Ziploc baggie or two full of positive Post-it notes. She put a positive Post-it note on every kid's locker, believing that hurt people, and whoever said that to her must need to have kindness. Well, I actually got in trouble from school administration. They said she was littering the campus, and word of that got out. And so the mayor of the city she lived in actually proclaimed a positive Post-it note, and English positive Post-it notes, not only at the school, but all over the city. And so again, you can show kids this, and hey, the power of one to make a difference. Another to consider is just shouting out, giving compliments to staff and students. A lot of times we don't know how to do that. And so giving kids an opportunity to see what compliments look like and to receive them, how to simply say thank you. This is another video that you can show. Again, I can't show all these videos or we'd be here all day, but I just wanted to tell you about them and give you a link so that you can see them. But showing this one is enough to staff, and then going to the next step, which is give shout-outs. So you can have people give shout-outs just standing up in a room. There's something magical, kind of like the ball pit, about having a bullhorn. It's just really fun to say compliments in a bullhorn. And I encourage you to first show what a compliment looks like, to get what it feels like to receive, and encourage both students and staff. I did this at a gym once. I was giving a workshop and we all for time for something. And so I showed that video clip, and then I stuck a microphone out and I said, does anyone give a shout out to another student or to a staff member? I thought I was going to stall for about 10 minutes. Once they started, they want to continue it for 45 minutes. And people want to say thanks, they just don't have that opportunity. So you creating that opportunity, if you did, they will come. I'm telling you. But see, so types of empathy that we think about. There's affective empathy, when we can feel how another feels. When you watch that video with Josh, you might have felt something inside. And cognitive empathy, when we're able to think about the perspective, think about stand in their shoes of another person. And when we encourage empathy, it's a great way to combat bullying. I have the hashtag up here, Everyday Empathy. As you know of stories, if you hashtag it, we will just see it. Last, our company had a campaign called Everyday Empathy. And if you go to our website at csteam.net, under sources, you'll see Everyday Empathy. If you click on there, we provided a lesson plan, a video, a resource, an activity that promotes and supports everyday empathy for every day of the year. So there are 366 resources that you can go check out there. So I think you'll like that. Encourage empathy. Research behind it, increases helping behaviors, decreases prejudice and racism, deepens relationships, reduces bullying, promotes heroic acts, fights against inequality, people better health, and this is important, managers who demonstrate empathy have employees who are sick less often and report greater happiness. Some more work productivity too. Here's empathy. There's a Know Your Classmates Day that's held in October, where you get to know the differences about your classmates and embrace them beyond differences. Another one from Beyond Differences is in February, Dan Eats Alone Day, where you promote kids reaching out to kids that they normally wouldn't talk to, and again, showing empathy, sitting with them, and not being alone. Teaching also has, I think this is probably the first ones that came out, the Mix It at Lunch Day. They have one official one, but I have schools who do at least one a quarter Mix It Lunch Day, where they give the students a number or a word or a shape and they sit with people who have that same shape. Again, the idea that they sit with people and talk with people that they normally may not be exposed or have an opportunity to speak with. Build empathy is called What If Week, and this is an example from Orange High School in the Corona District. And What If Week they have it the week before Thanksgiving, and each day has a different focus. So this year it was, what if we followed our dreams, we squashed it? What if we encouraged one another? What if we faced our fears? And what if we extended Ohana to our community? So their theme at their school this year is Ohana and family. They run circles and wanted to extend it. They showed up by sprinkling. They did kinds of different events. And I have a copy of that. If you are interested, I can send you there. But just, again, a whole school-wide focus on building empathy. And also include this is have teachers and students share their story. So I'd like to show you a little clip that was done by Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Corona District. Oops, let me the screen. And let's see. And it has a unity program whose goal is to promote unity on campus. And so created this awesome video. Students and staff shared their story. I'm just going to show you a little portion.
No, I didn't know my dad.
If you know my story, you would know that my brother was deported 15 years ago, and I haven't seen him since.
If you knew, you would know that I was my height.
If you knew my story, you would know that I took speech therapy when I was a young person because I say my R's properly.
If story, you would know that I didn't grow up with my mom.
If you would know that I always knew that I was gay, but it took me until I was 29 to be able to share it with my family and friends.
If you knew my story, you would know that I grew up in an abusive household.
If you know I was adopted.
If you know the story, so I moved to California, my mom passed away a month later.
I'm going to stop it there. The video was so powerful. I've shown it with many schools I work with, and it was so that it inspired another school to do a video. And so I'm going to show you that too. This school is from Kern High School District, and they are, again, that video got inspired. I'm hoping that you guys get inspired and make videos too. And hold on, let's see. Here we go. Students, what would you share what wish that your teacher knew? And this is what they said.
I would how insecure I am.
I don't feel like going home because I'm just going to hear drama and yelling and annoying.
I wish my teacher knew I live with 8 people and it's hard to get all of us there.
I wish my teacher knew my parents split up and they caused pain to one another.
I wish you knew that I also have other classes that give me homework and along with school activities.
I wish my teacher knew I have opinions too.
I wish my teacher knew I haven't seen my mom in 3 months. And I think about it every day.
So I'm going to put there. But again, the power of creating your own with your own students and your own staff, just to build empathy, right? Because it's hard to hate someone once you hear their story. And so just encourage you to provide opportunities to do that. Compassion is empathy in action, right? It's reaching beyond. It's not just understanding how someone feels, it's wanting to help them. It strengthens our brain circuits, it makes people more resilient to stress and strengthens our immune system, and it makes us happier. Why? Well, when we feel compassion for one person, it makes us less vindictive towards other people. And employees who receive more compassion in their workplace see themselves, their coworkers, and their organization in a more positive light. They were feeling more positive emotions like joy and contentment, and they're more committed to their jobs. And the same would be true for students, too. More societies that take care of their most vulnerable members, assist nations in need, and have children who perform more acts of kindness, they're your ones. And compassionate people are more socially adept. Involved with that, there's an organization called the Giving Games. The Compassion Games started out as these in a coalition, right? A cooperation and a competition. A week in September where cities all over the world participate in showing compassion. Schools wanted to get involved. They said, we can't get it together by September. Can we do it a little bit later? And the Give Games were born, and they're held in the week between November and December each year. When the principal, my kids got involved. We did a blood drive. We did an activity called the Heart Attack that you can see there in the middle, where the teachers left early for the community meeting. We had the kids make heart positive messages on them and put them all over their door as a heart attack. And then also I had my students go and read to Head Start programs, which was great for those kids, but again, great for the kids who are doing it. Whenever you provide opportunities for kids to show kindness, empathy, and compassion, they step like nobody's business. So I do a lot of videos, and in a short amount of time, I've given a lot of ways that you can promote kindness, empathy, and compassion in a classroom, on a school campus, and in a staff room. So, well, if we want a climate that we just see, then we would be. It's us. It's up to us to create those opportunities for kids, for staff, to venture out of their comfort zone, reach beyond themselves, others instead of themselves. I'd like a final clip before we close out that just an example of what happens when we reach beyond ourselves.
Would want to learn from the internet?
Could you explain a bit about this
Facebook.
Something
Okay.
and having to be a friend?
I typed in www.email.com.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Have you ever heard of YouTube?
Yes, I've heard of it, but I have no clue as to what it means.
How many people here have used a computer? Well, we have some teenage volunteers who are willing to teach you how to use the internet.
I think I'm too old.
Hope you have lots of patience, young man.
Today we're going to go on Facebook. Do you remember how to get there?
Well, I think I just, no.
All these things that I never even dreamed about.
I love it.
Welcome to a whole new world of information.
Every time we're together, Sure just wants to watch cooking tutorials on YouTube. There's a big game called Minecraft. Maybe we could cook something that looks like one of the characters in Minecraft.
Hi, everybody on YouTube.
We should have you doing a music video.
My teeth are as fresh as hot popcorn, my old.
All of the other singers are so inspired, so we're going to have a contest to see who gets the most views of their YouTube video.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube.
Today we are talking about travel.
Music. Sisterhood. New Netherlands is beating mine. I need more hits on YouTube.
This is the big moment that you've all been waiting for. The first prize winners of the Summer Seniors competition go to...
All know how difficult it is to learn something new, but we really do feel that it can change your life.
Friend request from
LDOC.
Use this program.
Well, you got a message. Sure, Edie.
Hello, Ellard.
Oh, dear.
Look at here. Ellard is typing.
Oh, hello, Ellard. Hello, Shara.
You're welcome. You see a program like this, and they think it's an opportunity to get in touch with their grandkids and to communicate.
No matter how old we are, we do need a purpose.
getting up in the morning.
I'm moved right now because I just think, those seniors felt like getting a purpose, right? That the purpose now to get up in the morning and talk to grandkids and search for cooking recipes or whatever it is. Well, what purpose are we giving kids? A purpose to do something for someone else. Thank you again. Please follow us on Facebook or Twitter. We post videos like this all the time, and stories and resources and ideas for promoting kindness, empathy, and compassion on campus. I would urge you today, since we're not in person, to do things. To make, based on what you saw today, of an appreciation that you'd like to share with someone. Or maybe something that you kind of believed, but you'd forgotten about, maybe forgot about how important it is to teach kids kindness. And today, you were like, I got to make that a bigger priority. Or an option you had. I didn't realize that from kindness and empathy explicitly might help my kids behave in the classroom, might improve academic achievement. Or give someone. So we see these things and we ha about that too. Just encourage you to take a few moments, jot what you saw today, what thoughts and emotions and feelings and ideas are running through your head. And again, share ideas. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you, great audience. See you soon.